So here's another video I'm resurrecting for the new revamped Mr. Multiverse channel from the previous Vlair TV Mr. Multiverse channel. So in here, in this video, I'm going to be doing a talk about a video, basically a fanfiction idea I had on Vlair and did it on there. I'm going to talk about here and add some new details I thought of. And that is a version of DCeased, the DC zombie storyline that Tom Taylor did. And basically what this is like a cartoon version of DCeased. This is basically a story where, in this storyline, DCeased is more of a cartoon event. So instead of DC characters, it's different superheroes from various cartoons. So let's get started and talk about this story. So the story starts off in Lyoko. Xana has been quote-unquote defeated for the last time. So the Lyoko warriors are like, they've cornered Xana in a physical form, and now he's like, you know, you may have beaten me here, but I win regardless, and he deletes himself. He deletes himself in front of everyone. They're like, oh, he just committed suicide. That's weird, but we'll take the W. What they didn't know is that when Xana deleted himself, he spread himself out throughout the internet, and now has made him. He had been secretly working on a way to make himself into a weapon of sorts, a kind of biotech weapon in a way. Now he has basically become much like the anti-life equation, where what has happened is whenever someone looks at a screen or something, a computer screen, phone screen, or whatever, they instantly become like these techno-organic zombies that are just filled with hate. And unfortunately, Jeremy was infected. Jeremy was infected because he was looking at a big screen when this happened. So when they get sent back to Lyoko, he's already been affected by the screen, and it's already turned by the time they get to him. So Jeremy freaks out and starts attacking them, infects Aelita, and the two of them, Odd, Yumi, and Ulrich have to fight them, and in the fight, essentially what has happened is that Yumi and Odd are also infected, and Ulrich is forced to kill all four of them. Because what had happened was, we could maybe try to get back to Lyoko and fix this. Zombie Jeremy, because he was already starting to turn when they were going up the elevator back to the control room, he had already torn up the supercomputer, monitor, as a zombie, and by that time it was too late. With Aelita gone and Jeremy gone, there's no coming back from this. And it doesn't help, because when Ulrich goes back to Caddick Academy, what he finds is that everyone who looked at screens are all turned as well. So literally he's trying to find as many survivors as he can. He can't because what had happened was that, everyone is more or less infected or getting infected, already infected or getting infected. Who he does find is still alive is, Sissy. Sissy's still alive. You'd maybe thinking, oh, she'd be one of the ones definite to go. Nope, she wasn't looking at her phone, for the moment, the virus kicked in. And Ulrich's like, no, you don't look at your phone! Don't look at your phone! So the two of them have to survive, and then Jim comes in a souped up in his own car. He's basically now souped up with weapons. He's like, I always knew that I'd be prepared for a zombie apocalypse, but I better not talk about that right now. Let's go to Paris. Maybe we can find what's going on there in Paris. Paris ain't doing so well either. And if you're wondering, yes, this is global, because the Xana virus was instantaneous. It happened all at once in this storyline. So Paris is fucked, because right now, Jim, Ulrich, and Sissy just think it's in Caddick. That's probably where the infection is. They don't know that this is everywhere. Everywhere. So Paris right now is everyone's infected. And everyone thinks, oh, this was a scheme by Hawkmoth in Paris. But no, when they're trying to subdue when Ladybug and Cat Noir are trying to subdue some people, they get infected. Nino gets infected, and it was basically an all Kwamis on deck. So a lot of the Kwamis not the Kwamis got infected, but their wielders got infected. So Ladybug and Cat Noir, Meredith and Adrian are infected and become zombies. And Tiki and Plague escape with the miraculous, because they're like, there's no way this could go well if we let them keep their powers. So by that time, Ulrich and Sissy and Jim have arrived, and you probably say where this is going. Sissy and Ulrich become the new Ladybug and Cat Noir, and team up with the remaining miraculous users, which are like Raina, because I wasn't gonna kill Alia. I wasn't gonna kill Homegirl. Alia's best girl. Chloe, I wasn't gonna kill Chloe off, so Chloe is still not infected, and now Raina and Raina Rouge and Queen Bee are now the new leaders of the remaining miraculous holders. Meanwhile, in the rest of the world, you've got in Gravity Falls, sadly, Stan, Mabel, and Dipper were all watching Ducktective when the virus hit. So they were all infected, and Wendy had to kill all three of them. And Seuss as well. She had to kill Seuss. So now it's just down to her, Pacifica, Gideon, and that's it. That's really all. Oh yeah, and Old Man McGucket. Yeah, those four are all that's left in here, because it was the Ducktective season finale, and Wendy was like, God damn it, why is this show so popular here in this town? Everyone was fucking watching screens. You've got New York, where in there some of the gargoyles survived, but they were getting infected trying to contain the virus from other people. You also have Jake Long. He survived his infection along with his sister. Their parents did not, but eventually Jake does get infected, protecting her, Rose and his sister. You've also got like the group from Witch. All of them are infected. They all get turned. Well, except Will, because the Heart of Kandrakar protects her. The magic protected her from being infected. From when she saw a screen, but the Heart of Kandrakar managed to protect her from the Xana plague. Because there are some elements that do guard them from certain things. So you've got that going on. You also have the glitch techs, where a lot of them did get infected, but thankfully High Five and Miko were not. They were looking at screens, because they were like, oh shit, it's the screens, don't look at the screens. So now what remaining heroes are being led by Kim, Danny, and Randy. They're the three that are basically all, that are now like the Trinity right now, trying to protect everyone, whoever is left. And there's some ideas, because they're like, there's no cure. Ulrich pretty much confirms there's no cure. There is no cure for what this is. This was Xana's last big hurrah, so yeah, we can't stop him. So they're like, well, we can't stay here and fight all these zombies. We're outnumbered. So now they're trying to think of like new ideas. Like, we gotta leave. So one idea is to go to Muni. And maybe the humans will take us in, because we are humans and they are technically humans. So maybe they'll be kind enough to take us in. That might be a thing. But unfortunately, Star was infected, and she was trying to escape because Marco got infected too. So when she opened the portal to escape back to Muni, she took the plague with her. So Muni is out of the question. So their only chance now is to be like, well, what do we do? So they turn to Dr. Wakeman. Dr. Wakeman is... Dr. Wakeman's basically like, there was a protocol back during the various alien invasions, that if in case an alien, and this was used for for the multiple alien invasions, that in case mankind lost their planet to some alien invasion, we could build a contingency to find a new planet to live on. So yeah, also Jenny isn't infected yet. She does eventually get infected, because it's still Xana. It's a technovirus as well. So it can infect her as well, but her sisters are spared. So they basically get what remains of humanity onto these ships and take off into space. However, during all this, Danny is left to battle an infected version of several of the heroes, and he in turn gets infected as well. But, you know, Danny Phantom is still alive. You know, Danny's clone cousin is still alive and promises to keep on his legacy. So there you go. That is pretty much my version of DCeased. That was pretty much the idea for it. A lot of death. I know it follows a lot of the same steps as the DCeased comic, but I was like, yeah, because DCeased is pretty cool. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it wasn't that hard to kind of convert the idea over, honestly. So that was the cool part to it. But anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this version of DCeased? Did you guys like it, hate it? Just comment below, let me know. And once again, I'm Mr. Multiverse. See you next time in the Multiverse.